Hello, I'm Anthony William, and you're listening to the Medical Medium Radio Show, where each week I talk about the most advanced healing information and secrets about health, much of which is not found anywhere else and is decades ahead of what's out there now. As I've always said, who has 10 or 20 or 30 years to wait to answers to their illnesses? Someone said to me the other day, they said, I had to wait 20 years to figure out what caused my Hashimoto's thyroiditis. 20 years. And the person said to me, I was told it was my body attacking itself, so I was convinced my body was working against me all those years, and it was something I never forgot. Every morning I woke up, this person said to me, every morning they woke up, they felt, oh my God, how much further did my body go to attack itself? Like, is there more damage being done? Is something being done about it? And it was just nothing but fear and worry for 20 years. And I felt terrible. I felt terrible that this person had to go through this and not know advanced information. I couldn't find it, and they couldn't find it anywhere else. They said there was no one talking about it. No one ever said the real cause of Hashimoto's thyroiditis anywhere. Nobody talked about it. Wasn't written anywhere. Wasn't in any books. And this person was, an avid, health person where, lots of books, had 200 different health books and, read all kinds of articles, was up to date with the newest information from doctors that are putting out information that are well known, you name it, and just had no idea that the body doesn't attack itself. So when I mean 10, 20, 30 years ahead of basically what's out there, and do you have 10, 20, 30 years to wait to have answers? I'm serious. Spirit's serious about this. It's no joke when someone actually has to go through that. Have you gone through that at all? Because a lot of people are. So this person was like, I'm relieved to know that my body's actually defending itself. It's defending itself against a pathogen called Epstein-Barr. That's what enters into the thyroid, causing Hashimoto's thyroiditis. And this person's like, thank God I know now, and now I can do something about it. I could take care of myself. I could knock out the Epstein-Barr. I could work on healing. I could move forward. I can get past this. I can get off of thyroid medication. I could move past all of this. And most importantly, I know that my body's not attacking itself. That was just told to me because no one had answers, so the blame had to go on the person's body. That's how medical research, medical science works. So, as I said before, do you have 10 years to learn this? No. You have to learn this. You have to know this now. If you just logged on and this is your first show, pick up my book. Learn about it now. Get the answers. And yeah, it's important. It's important. People have spent thousands of dollars. I mean, tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to get answers, going to clinic, traveling around. Just pick up a $16 book and find the answers so you can just at least give yourself some relief and know where you're going. And it's really important. And my new book actually coming out, Life-Changing Foods, and I'm going to talk about it a little later today because I'm going to give you some information out of the book, I thought, as so you knew what was going to be in there, something really cool. And because we're talking about eye health, and I want to talk about different things about that. So make sure you look into that and everything. But we don't have to wait this long for all these answers. We can get this information now. There's no time to spare. Life is precious. We need to get that information. We need to start the healing now and move forward. Today's show is about unmasking eye health conditions. Do you have an eye problem at all or eye health issues? Well, eye health problems like blurriness and stys and cataracts and glaucoma and falters and optic nerve issues and burning and dryness and more are extremely common. Their true causes are still largely unknown. Until these conditions are properly understood, healing will be limited. Today I will reveal the truth behind a lot of common eye health issues. I don't know how many I'm going to be able to cover, but I'm going to cover as many as I can. We're always going to do another show on every topic I do. That's the plan. We're going to make sure we cover all kinds of aspects of things that, I wasn't able to cover during different shows. So remember to go to my website, medicalmedium.com. I offer the free healing path. We put hundreds of hours. I put over 100 hours into it, making sure it was perfected and right, and we are giving it away for free so that you don't have to pay for it, so you can get going with your health. And it's packed. If you've ever listened to The Healing Path, don't think you just heard everything by listening to it once, because even when I listen to it again, I go, oh my God, I didn't even know. I can't even believe I said that. Meaning I didn't even know that I forgot, or I missed it. I can't believe I put that in there, because I was getting information from Spirit, putting it into the recordings. So when I hear it back, I'm like, whoa. And so make sure that you listen to it a couple of times. Take your time, maybe over the summer or something. Try to listen to a couple of the recordings, the audios. And because you're going to start, ingesting and digesting different things that you didn't hear, or you might have missed, or you needed to hear again. I mean, it's a great resource, and it's really supportive. I've dedicated my life to helping people, and I'm here to help you guys. We're talking about eye health today. So, when it comes down to eyes, it really comes down to antioxidants. That's where that word matters. Antioxidants. What's an antioxidant, really? It's a phytochemical, a group of phytochemicals that actually stop you from dying. That's what they do. They stop you from dying. They stop you from aging. They stop you from deteriorating. That's what antioxidants do. Think about that. Because what do? We oxidize. We oxidize like things do. Like things oxidize. Like metal oxidizes. Like a car gets rusty. Well, right now cars are made out of plastic. I don't know what else they're made out of now. I think they're made out of plastic, and they're made out of what? Fiberglass? Paper mache. I don't know what they're made out of now, cars. But it used to be made out of actual metal, and you get a ding, and then it would start rusting. I don't know if you guys remember that. Does that date me or something? Is that going to bring me back too far? But so that oxidizing, so right when water would touch that open exposed metal or that carbon steel or whatever it is, bam, oxidizing would happen, rust. Well, we rust. We actually rust. We oxidize. We fall apart. We dissolve. And that's what happens here when we're exposed to free radicals. Millions of free radicals, pesticides, pollutants, chemicals. There's crap falling out of the sky right now. I mean, and I'm not trying to put us into fear. It's why I wrote the Life Changing Foods book. That book, the subtitle to that book is Save Yourself and the Ones You Love with the Hidden Healing Powers of Fruits, Vegetables, Herbs, Spices, and Wild Foods. There's a reason for that, because we can use our food to stop us from oxidizing, regardless of what kind of crap is floating out of the sky, regardless of radiation that's still floating out of the sky from World War II, from Hiroshima. Literally, not even a fraction of radiation has fallen out of the sky from Hiroshima. It's still floating up there. We haven't even, the fallout hasn't even happened, never mind Fukushima. It hasn't even happened yet. It's just starting to rain on it. So what can we do? We can totally battle that. We can totally adapt to that. We can totally rise above that. And that's what I explain in Life Changing Foods. Never been done before. The information I put in there from Spirit to actually protect us and our families and our children with foods, information about foods, never talked about ever before, I made sure are in that book. I didn't care what it took to write that book. I didn't care what it took, how many hours I had to stay up late, how much sleep I lost. I didn't care how crappy I felt. I didn't care that book had to get done, because I need everybody to have that. And so when we talk about antioxidants, that's a big part of what's in the book too. When we talk about antioxidants, okay, I was going to say something. Antibiotics actually really oxidize us. They really oxidize us. I was jumping ahead. I was going to talk about that a little later. So when we take antibiotics for different things, that quickens the oxidizing phase. Our organs start to oxidize. Our liver oxidizes. So if we had antibiotics in us going all the way back, we need a lot of antioxidants. A lot of antioxidants. More antibiotics you've used, the more antioxidants you need on every way, shape, and form. And so that's what matters. And I talk about in previous shows about the 80,000 meals. If you've had 40,000 crappy meals, or 40,000 not healthy meals, or 40,000 non-useful meals, if you've had that, then we need to make up. We need make up time or if you've had 20,000 meals in your lifetime, depending on how old you are now, we need to make up all that and take this serious and get some good meals in us. And we can do it. We're going to talk about different foods today as well. So when it comes down to eye health, eyes are affected by by things oxidizing in our body, heavy metals oxidizing in our body, pesticides oxidizing in our body, stuff falling out of the sky, you name it coming out of there. And just sprinkles on down, literally just every day. And that's okay. We can adapt above it. We can totally live in it without it affecting us if we protect ourselves. Eye health matters a lot because if we have any kind of eye issues, it's related to deficiencies, it's related to antioxidants, it's related to way too many free radicals, basically just poisons floating around in the body having their day. And so we're going to cover different aspects of our health so that we can protect our eyes. So it's a big deal. When it comes down to fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices, wild foods, this is what we need for our eyes. That's what matters. We always talk about the color of our eyes, right? Isn't that what it's all about? What's on your driver's license? Does it say eye color on there? You got brown color eyes, you got blue, you got green. It's all about eye color. And then you meet somebody and you're like, oh my God, look at your eyes. Look how amazing the color of your eyes are. And it's all about eye color. And when it comes down to that very term, what's the color of your eyes? We need to flip it to what's the color of your food. What's the color of your food? That's what we need to do. What food are you eating that has color in it of any kind? And this is one of the most important aspects of eye health is what kind of colors are you actually eating? And we know that. We know colors. That's already been going out. That information is not specifically new. But colors matter. So it's those pigments. It's that color in the food that lines up to the eyes in a lot of ways because what's in that color? Lots of antioxidants. So the blue skin of a blueberry, that blue skin in that blueberry, that's packed with antioxidants. And that is incredible for the eyes right there. That's a big deal. So that's the antioxidants we need. Now, if it's a wild blueberry, it's blue all the way through. Blue all the way through. If it's a weak cultivated blueberry, it's white and clear in the center with a blue skin. So now that's fine if it's all you got. So if that's all you got is that clamshell, that little pint-sized clamshell that you find at the health food store or the produce section, and it's the cultivated blueberry, it's a larger blueberry, and it's kind of white and clear inside, and that's all you got, it's still good for you. It's still going to help. It's still going to help in some ways with your eyes, but you want to look for that wild blueberry. People say to me, you just love the wild blueberry. I go, how can I not love the most powerful food on the planet that literally can stop any disease and symptom that's going on in our lives? Am I supposed to stop talking about the wild blueberry? Am I supposed to be done? Okay, I talked about it one time, that's it. No, it's that important. And it's blue all the way through. All the way through. Purple and blue all the way through. And so that's what I'm talking about when it comes down to eye health right there, that example alone. In life-changing foods, I really lay it out about what the wild blueberry does for our bodies and what it does for our soul and everything and the power of it. And because it's a lot to talk about in just one show. It literally could take over one show, the wild blueberry. So it comes down to colors. Just like we're always focused on the color of our eyes. Hey, you got green eyes. Whoa, they're so pretty. Or you got, blue eyes. Look at that. Or whatever it is. It should be like, hey, wow, that food has that color. Whoa, look at the color of that food. And that matters because that's antioxidants. And it matters. Now, okay, fine. Now, there's something else you have to understand. The inside of food that doesn't have a lot of color, we don't want to negate that on any level. So the inside of a radish is white, but that doesn't mean something else special isn't in there. Okay? So that doesn't mean that something else isn't really special in there. So always remember that. So foods that have white to them or clear to them still have something in them. They have minerals. They have minerals. That's the other aspect of your eyes. Color. Okay? Color matters with the food. That's one thing that we got to connect to the eyes. That's critical. And the other one is that the mineral composition. So it's antioxidants with color, and then it's the mineral composition. These are the two things that we have to use for our eyes. And this is critical. And we're going to talk about different facets of what's going on in people's eyes. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty there. Because what happens is when you get inside a food, you got chromium in there, you got selenium in there, you got manganese in there, you got molybdenum you got in there, you got a little bit of zinc. Zinc is a hard one. It's hard to get zinc in food no matter where we really search, but there's still traces left in some foods. So either way, it's the mineral composition too in these foods that are so important. So understand that and remember that. So let's talk about like some eye symptoms and eye conditions. You guys ready for that? I figure someone out there has an eye problem in some way, some shape, or some form. Let's talk about blurriness. Blurriness of the eyes. Now here's the deal with blurriness. It's complicated. It's complicated because everybody's blurriness is different. It's different. Someone else's blurry eyes isn't someone else's blurry eyes. It's an entirely different thing going on. There are a whole bunch of reasons why we have blurry eyes. And let's explore some of it. Eyes are so complicated, we're just going to get what we can get done. So, for example, one person could have blurry eyes caused by macular degeneration. Okay, so macular degeneration. You guys know that one? Did you go to the eye doctor and like, hey, the eye doctor's like, I see some degeneration in here. We got some problems. So maybe you're one that's been going through that, or you've been through that. See, now, macular degeneration is, first of all, is an antioxidant deficiency and a mineral deficiency. It's an antioxidant deficiency and a mineral deficiency. You have to know that about macular degeneration. It's not technically like it's not like other things that go wrong with eyes. It's really just for the first 10 years of your life, you had just food that had really nothing in it. First 20 years of your life, you might have food that's had nothing in it. First 30 years of your life, I always kid around. I say, people eat fruit when it's on their strawberry shortcake. So if they have strawberries when it's on strawberry shortcake. They eat blueberries when it's in a pancake. They eat blueberries when it's in a muffin. I remember years ago, a friend of mine was like, look, I eat a lot of blueberries. I was like, well, where are you getting them? And my friend says, well, I have a blueberry muffin every morning. I couldn't believe it. First of all, I laughed. I had a good laugh, which is maybe that's not the best thing that I could have done for support. But it was the first thing I did anyway. I couldn't help it. I do tend to laugh a lot. But the point is that, he really thought that all the blueberries in a blueberry muffin were going to cut it. And I said, well, where's your blueberry muffin? Where did you get it? And what are they using? And then they're using fake blueberries on top of it. So sorry about that, you guys. So they're using fake blueberries on top of it. It wasn't even real blueberries in the blueberry muffin. They're fake blueberries. There's actually fake blueberries. They're actually fake. They're made out of some kind of like jelly and some kind of gelatinous stuff that's dyed blue and flavored blue. So anyway, so he was getting lots of blueberries, and and then some people, they get their apple and apple pie. Some people get their bananas and bananas, sundaes or whatever you call those at the ice cream parlor, and banana splits or whatever, in different places you can get them. And then, every now and then someone has, like a slice of mandarin or something like that in some kind of a holiday thing, or they have a piece of fruitcake. piece of fruitcake with dried sulfured fruit in it in the holidays. Look, you guys might be getting pissed off at me right now because that might be what you're doing. You might be doing something like that, and now you're getting mad at me. But look, the deal is that we can go through a hunk of our life without getting enough antioxidants. We can go through a hunk of our life without getting what we need. And it can pass by, so we got makeup time to do. Just fasten your seatbelts. I haven't said that in a while. We just got to do it. We're going to have to fasten our seatbelts for this. Because we got responsibilities today. We got responsibilities. We got to start eating better. And all right, and look, some of you guys out there are killing it right now. You guys are just eating really good. I mean, you're eating probably better than me. I mean, seriously, I've seen people out there that are eating so good that I'm like, whoa, and I'm mind blown from it. Because they're doing nothing but their smoothies, and they're doing lots and lots of wild blueberries. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't even have my wild blueberries today. And so I'm really proud of everybody. But I'm proud of everybody. Because, we all got different circumstances, and we got to just do the best we can and eat when we can and eat what we can, get what we can. I understand the whole situation. So blurriness of the eyes. So say we got macular degeneration. That's like a historic piece of your life that's missing something. Or basically it's history in your life with all these missing pieces. And these missing pieces are antioxidants at all these different times in your lives. And minerals from foods that are mineral rich. And that comes from fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices, and wild foods. That's where it comes from. It comes from there. So we're gonna, and that's the whole thing. That's where it comes from. And like I talk about in Life-Changing Foods, I talk about every disease and illness. Literally, a fruit or a vegetable, herb, spice can help reverse. All right, so macular degeneration, it's about antioxidants. What do we need to do? We're going to talk about foods to help that a little later on. We're going to talk about supplements to help that a little later on. But that's one form of blurriness, you guys. That's one form of blurriness. And then, what about another form of blurry vision that's different, that isn't the same thing? And, the doctors look. You go to the doctor, the eye doctor. You say, hey, look, I got these blurry eyes. I don't know what's going on here. Is it my prescription? Do I need glasses? And the eye doctor looks, and the eye doctor says, say you have prescriptions anyway. The eye doctor says, well, your prescriptions are fine. They line up. You have no macular degeneration. You got no glaucoma. You got nothing else going on. I don't know why you have blurry eyes. The mystery blurry eyes. Okay, that's neurological. That's central nervous system. So mystery blurry eyes is central nervous system. And if anybody dealing with it's they're gonna know that it gets a little better in the morning. Okay, so when they wake up in the morning, they might be a little blurry at first for a few minutes, but when they shake it off and get out of their tiredness and everything else, their eyes are more clear, and then towards the end of the day, they just get more blurry. By nighttime, they get blurry, and they're just totally blurry. And that's the central nervous system. That's the kind of blurriness that gets in the way of people driving. You have a sensitive central nervous system. That blurriness is usually from other things happening, like a blood toxicity, a liver condition, heavy metals in the liver, viral issues like an Epstein-Barr in the liver. So maybe you guys have noticed that with some of your Epstein-Barr issues that you're learning now here at the show, and you're learning with the different Facebook groups and everything that we're teaching the information about Epstein-Barr, that your blurry eyes really, really can be that low-grade viral thing, because the Epstein-Barr releases poisons and toxins, and the liver gets filled with toxins, the blood gets toxic, and you get the blurry eyes. It affects the central nervous system, and that's what happens. It's one form of blurry eyes right there. And then there's another type of blurry eyes. Because blurry eyes are the most popular issue, actually. One of the most popular issues, so I'm really hitting that hard now. There's another type of blurry eyes. And this blurry eye is about blood sugar. It's about blood sugar. So blood sugar issues. Hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia, mostly hypo, and inconsistent blood sugar issues, glucose deficiencies, that are all that sporadic blood sugar, high A1C, whatever. And that, those blood sugar disorders, whatever someone has, even on a mild level, will give you blurry eyes. That could easily give you blurry eyes. And a lot of the different type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, high A1C, hypoglycemia, all that is adrenals and liver, adrenals and liver, adrenals and liver. So once again, we're back to the liver, we're back to adrenals, and that's a big part of that all on its own. So that's another form of blurry vision. So that means that, look, protect your adrenals if you're in that form of blurry vision. It's time to protect your adrenals. It's time to eat every hour and a half. Can't let your blood sugar drop. Lower the animal protein. The more animal protein you eat with hypoglycemia, you'll feel like it balances out, but the worse it'll get and turn into prediabetes. So it means you have to lower the animal protein. I'm not against animal protein. I'm just saying if you're dealing with hypoglycemia, you're dealing with blurry eyes because of blood sugar issues, you've got to lower the animal protein. You could maybe eat it once a day, and the rest has to be more fruits and vegetables and salads and different things like that we always talk about. And you'll see you can get a little bit better. But you have to eat every hour, hour and a half if you're dealing with that kind of blurry eye. And that's a big deal. So you want to support your adrenals and strengthen your adrenals, clean up your liver, and then maybe down the road you can bring in more animal protein if you want. Once you get it under control and get it in a better place, and don't set yourself in the stage for prediabetes and diabetes. And so that's that. And as long you just have to have a healthy diet too around it all. But that's one type of blurry eyes that we're talking about. And so, and then there's other things too. Let's leave blurry eyes for a little bit. Let's go into other areas too. People talk about glasses. They say, well, if you need glasses, you got you got a health problem or you got eye problems. Not necessarily with glasses. That's not how it works. If a child needs glasses early, this is mercury inherited from the family. This is mercury passed down from the family line. Mercury causes people to need glasses. Not entirely every reason why people need to have glasses, but it is responsible for people needing glasses. Mercury disorientates the eye. It basically throws off the eyes, the eye muscles. It throws off the eye's responses. It throws off even some of the nerves behind the eye. Mercury does a whole bunch of things, and if it's systemic, if mercury is systemic and it comes from a family line, or you picked up new mercury, children will need glasses, and they will need them soon. Literally, it can happen overnight, and that's what happens with mercury and the mercury's effect on as far as everything to do with eye health. So it's a big part of it right there. So some people collect a little bit of amounts of mercury throughout their whole life. They have a little bit of inherited, and then they collect it over, all through their life, and then their eyes start they start needing glasses at age 40, age 42, age 44. This is just your normal average buildup of heavy metal toxicity, forcing, glasses to be needed. This is a big part of it. And so when it comes down to glasses, it's really just, higher levels of mercury in the body. But we're not allowed to talk about mercury ever. Instead, we have to completely avoid it like it doesn't exist. In life-changing foods, I really let it loose about the things that are taking us down as a culture, as a society, and really harming us. And one of those is mercury. But hey, everybody wants to blame it on our genes. Because no one wants to go there. No one wants to go there. No one wants to know what's really causing our problems. And how, we have this mercury that's being passed from generation to generation. It's ruining our eyes. It's causing all kinds of trouble. But hey, no, blame it on our genes. It's always the easy way out. It's the best way out because it's your fault. That means it's your fault. I love that. I love how it's always blamed on us. Autoimmune, it's your fault. Genetics, it's your fault. You're just a pain in the ass. It's your fault. How about that? So that's just not how it works. It's not how it should work, and we need to change that tide, and it's important, and that's the whole point. So we have to be honest about the mercury that we have, that we're inherited, and we get affected by now and collect throughout our lifetime, and it has to come out. That's why the heavy metal detoxes are important. So what I'm saying is, if you're somebody dealing with eyeglasses, needing eyeglasses, it's heavy metal detox is what you have to do, is what you need to do. Someone said to me recently, you wear glasses, Anthony. And I said, do you know my story? Do you know my story? Because if you don't know my story, let me give you a little basis, a little foundation of my story. I live my life 3/4 blind because I see nothing but white from Spirit's light because I do readings nonstop my entire life. So everybody, people, if you're not blind for other reasons or handicapped or blind for other reasons, and you're not blind and you have your regular eyesight, you get to see your whole life, there's no 3/4 missing. I have 3/4 missing of my life because it goes white, and I talk about that, and I've talked about this before in different places. It's a light blindness that comes when Spirit does readings, or I look inside the body of somebody, and the light that happens, that's why I need an assistant when I go on an airplane, because I just lose my eyesight in the airport instantly because I'm doing all the readings, Spirit sending light down. I'm looking at everybody. I'm doing reads. It's unstoppable. I can't stop it. It's been happening since age 4. And so what I did was, I went to the eye doctor and myself, and I said, I'm gonna go to an eye doctor. I'm gonna talk about my gift and how it blinds out my light and wipes it all out, and and I can't see. So the eye doctor looked at my eyes and said, well, you got the perfect 20/20 vision, so you don't have an eye problem, so you don't need glasses. And I told him about what was going on. He said, you know what, though, we could probably throw on some glasses so that when you go in front of crowds and you do things that you can see farther away with all the haze of light that you got to live with. Maybe it'll improve you by 1% or something. And it has. It actually helps. So when I'm doing events or anything else, it helps get through the smoke and fog of that bright light that Spirit sends down. So that's why I wear glasses. But when I do wear them, but the point is that when we have to wear glasses, though, in life and everything, we're dealing with a mercury issue. We're dealing with a heavy metal that we have to deal with, and that has to be cleaned up, and your eyes will get better. I have lots of people I know that have done the heavy metal detox they've gotten rid of their glasses, and they've been able to toss them and throw them out. Don't do that yet. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Meaning use your glasses for a while until you start adjusting, and then you start adjusting, and then you start adjusting. Get the heavy metals out. Build yourself up. Get the antioxidants in. Get the minerals in with all the foods that we're going to talk about a little later. And you can be one of those people that actually doesn't need their glasses as much anymore, or your eyesight improves enough where you only need them partially or whatever it is. So, but as far as children needing glasses at age 6 or age 4 or age 8, that's from large deposits of mercury that are passed on down the line, plus new collections of it. So let's keep that in mind. And so let's talk about some different things as well. Glaucoma, that's an interesting one. Eye pressure, inflammation, blood vessels, eye pressure, the whole bit. That's from Epstein-Barr. That's the culprit for glaucoma. There's an Epstein-Barr virus, a variety that causes glaucoma. And I've seen this variety not do much of anything besides give somebody a little fatigue until they become 80 years old and they get the glaucoma. Or they get a little fatigue at age 60, 70, doesn't really do much, but the variety of Epstein-Barr I'm talking about ends up causing glaucoma. So that's actually one of the varieties of Epstein-Barr. And so if you're dealing with glaucoma, you got to deal with antivirals, which leads me to something to tell you that most eye conditions are viral, and that's a whole nother thing. So let's talk about some different eye conditions here. We got glaucoma, which is viral. That's Epstein-Barr related. So you want to do anti-Epstein-Barr protocols, including diets and all the different things to knock that out and improve that so your eye pressure comes down. And I've seen people's eye pressures drop from getting the right things in them, including getting zinc in them and getting the right foods, getting rid of the eggs, the dairy products, doing some antivirals, olive leaf. I've seen people get better with that. Now, lots of vitamin C also helps get rid of glaucoma too over time and drops the pressure down. Now, there's other things associated with viral issues like burning, eye burning. I've had people come to me over the years, the worst eye burning, and it's hell, and it completely disables them, and they can't function, they can't work, they can't do anything. They got burning around their eyes, they got burning under their eyes, they got burning above their eyes. They're running around, they think it's mold, and it's not mold, and they go to 100 different doctors, the neurologist, you name it, and they get MRIs, CAT scans of the brain, and the eye burning is relentless, and that's really that kills me when I see somebody going through that, because it's just horrible. And so what happens with that's usually the shingles that does the eye burning. I've seen Epstein-Barr edge onto it sometimes or hedge it, but the shingles tend to do a lot of eye burning. You don't need a rash to have the eye burning, although some people, they break out shingles on their shoulder. They break out shingles on the shoulder, the shoulder blade, back, neck, torso, whatever. They break out with a shingles, and then it goes away. 5 years later, they have burning eyes. That's later stage shingles without the rash. So, and you don't even have to have the rash in order to have that. So the burning eyes is a lot of shingles stuff. So what you do is, we work on the shingles protocols, very important. So that's critical. But it's good to know what's causing it. Tickling, tingling sensations on the side of the face, causing eye issues. Temple, on the temple, causing eyes to squint, causing eyes to feel weak, causing eyes to burn a little bit. That's all shingles. It's all viral too. Floaters, white spots, black spots, unexplained. You're at the eye doctor, don't know what the hell it is. That's Epstein-Barr. That's 100% viral. It's a lot of neurotoxin floating around in the body, and it short circuits the eyes. It actually short circuits currents and electrical currents that go to the eye and causes floaters. It causes all kinds of different things. Now, I'm not talking about detached retina and you see something because you got a detached retina and you're seeing, a dark spot or you're seeing something else. I'm talking about floaters that are unexplained. That's all Epstein-Barr, 100%. And it gets us every time. The floaters are really annoying. That's something that's really annoying. That's why I'm doing the Life Changing Foods book. I put it out there because I have that symptom, showing what foods to deal with that symptom. You focus on that symptom, take the foods out of the book, focus on just those foods, and you get better, and you start moving forward, and you start going past things. So floaters is a big one there. Trigeminal neuralgia. Trigeminal neuralgia is caused by shingles. That's something that goes up the neck. It goes in the jaw. It goes in the, you get told you have TMJ. Sometimes you don't get told you have TMJ, but you just have that pain. That tends to run to the eye, causing eye pain. So eye pain, unexplained eye pain, is the nerves caused by trigeminal neuralgia, caused by shingles. That's a whole other one, too. So let me just simplify. You got eye pain. It's unexplainable. It's the shingles. Simplified. Okay? If we want to complicate it, yes, it's trigeminal neuralgia. It's from the neurotoxin from shingles, inflaming the nerve, the trigeminal nerve. When that nerve gets inflamed, it'll give you eye pain. That's a little bit more the complicated version. So, and it gets, and there's just more to it than that, too. So that's another example. Migraines, eye-related migraines. Okay? Yep, eye-related migraines. Ocular migraines, different kinds of migraines, all then affect eyes, going to the eyes. Once again, viral and heavy metals too, though. So that's a whole combination of viral and heavy metals. Shingles virus is one of them. I've even seen, the Epstein-Barr too. I've even seen other things like HHV6 throw that into the mix. Some people have really high versions of, CMV, cytomegalovirus, and I've seen that kind of amp up the ante a little bit as far as creating poisons. But understand this. Migraines, yes, viral eye problems from migraines. So that's a whole nother angle. A lot of people with migraines go to the eye doctor all the time. Eye issues all the time. They're wondering what's going on, getting checked all the time. So that's another example. Let's talk about something else. I know I always run us out of time, but we got time. We still got time. Hang in there. Is the seatbelt still on? Are you guys hanging in there? Because I'm hoping so. Stys. Who gets a sty out there? Who gets chronic stys? They're awful. That's streptococcus. That's strep in the system. That's strep in the sinuses that sit there dormant. It comes out. It causes a sty. Your immune system breaks down. So that's that. You can even put, stys are also from fresh strep. So strep that you grabbed a doorknob and a greasy doorknob in kind of a really dirty place, and then you just had your finger in your eye for like 10 minutes because you decided to rub your eye. That's an easy sty coming. Also, I've seen people get the flu virus or cold or flu, and it directly it dropped the immune system. The congestion actually feeds any kind of ongoing streptococcus issue that's happening, and that sty can break out just from the strep. So we have a lot of strep in our system. I'm doing a whole show on strep, so you know all the different ins and outs of it, as much as I can give you on in a show, and I'm doing that coming up pretty soon. So hang in there for that. But stys are mostly strep related, and so that's something that we got to keep our immune system up. Zinc, got to have your vitamin C. All that has to be there for your immune system. Let's talk about some other things too. Optic nerve issues, 100% viral. 100% viral. Optic nerve issues. Optic neuritis. So there's all kinds of different nerve issues with the optic nerve. So when you go to the eye doctor and they look deep into the nerve, they do a test. They say, hey, your optic nerves look healthy. And if they don't look healthy, that's a viral infection. Right there, Epstein-Barr. It's one of the varieties of Epstein-Barr that causes optic neuritis and also different kinds of optic nerve issues. You start getting problematic issues with an eye or one eye or two eyes. Usually just one eye with optic nerve issues. That's viral, so we got to go antiviral. Another reason why the fruits, the vegetables, herbs, spices, the wild foods are antiviral. It matters so much. I'm going to blame viral, because it's the truth of what things are, instead of blaming you and your body and your health. So your body being autoimmune, your body attacking itself. I'm not going to go that direction. I'll never go that direction ever, because it's not accurate. It's completely incorrect. I'm going to blame the viral issues. So you may as well learn and know these viral issues. And I'm proud of you guys for just being here and wanting to know the truth. So cataracts. Cataracts is another good one. That's pesticide exposure. That's pesticides building up. If you're someone that's had to eat conventional food your entire life without any organic food coming in, most likely you're heading into some cataracts. Cataracts, believe it or not, is also old DDT that's in our system from forefathers and for moms and for dads and our great grandparents and so forth. So DDT sits in us, and it just sits in us and sits in us, and it gets passed a generation. It might take 100 generations to get DDT out of us, unless you adapt or know how to get rid of it. In the Life Changing Foods book, I talk about DDT being one of the big culprits still today. Not just the heavy metals, but that too, DDT and other pesticides and herbicides. Cataracts is pesticide, herbicide, and old DDT. That's what it is in your system. So that's something to understand. So it's about taking out all the pesticides, all the herbicides we can out of the body with the right kind of foods, and that matters too. So a lot of eye problems in general, are fixable. A lot of eye injuries tend to not be as easy to fix, but we can still support the eye we have left or both eyes if they're injured. So dryness, eye dryness. Welcome to adrenal issues. Welcome to adrenal issues with dry eyes, dry eye-ness and stuff. That's a big piece of it. Adrenals have a big role. It's not the entire reason. Some people get dry eyes because they get blockages in the ducts. These blockages are from low-grade bacterial infections such as strep and even staph. Staph's actually another one that gets in the eye that can cause a sty too. It's not just 100% strep, but it's close. But stys actually, can be staph too. I forgot to tell you guys that. Apologize. And so dry eyes, got to get your adrenals strong, without a doubt. So it's all about adrenal health. Look, maybe listen to the older adrenal health show. We're doing another adrenal health show eventually, and we support the adrenals for that. Let's talk about foods. Let's talk about supplements for the eyes, bringing eyes back. Let's do that while we have a little time left. Wild blueberries, yes. Wild blueberries, most powerful, number one eye food there is in the world. Nothing else can touch it. Nothing. There's no weed in the jungle. I'm just sorry to say. There's nothing in the rainforest that can touch the wild blueberry. There's powerful stuff in the rainforest. There's amazing things in the jungle, absolutely. But Nothing can touch the strength of the wild blueberry. It's the most powerful food on planet Earth today. I have to make sure you know that. In this time while I'm here on this planet, before I leave, I have to make sure you know what the most powerful food is on the planet. I do a whole section in Life-Changing Foods about that. That's a good food. Mango is a good food. That's a great one for eyes. Let me tell you, though, Spirit has given me information of what mango does for all kinds of illnesses and diseases. I put it in the Life-Changing Foods book. Let me give you an example. Mangoes are incredible for acid reflux, incredible for ADHD. Mangoes help reverse Alzheimer's disease, dementia, ulcers, skin cancers, insomnia, stomach cancer, renal failure, peptic ulcers, diabetes, Parkinson's disease, kidney stones, epilepsy, hypoglycemia, Crohn's disease, post-traumatic stress disorder, urinary tract infections, depression, personal issues associated with anxiety. Mangoes can help you with anxiety. Eating disorders, they help with eating disorders. They help with adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue syndrome caused by Epstein-Barr, cognitive issues, colitis, Cushing syndrome, fibroids, fatty liver, mystery infertility. That's what mangoes do. That's an example of what's in Life-Changing Foods book, by the way. I'm using some of that content right now. And symptoms: trouble sleeping, mood swings, snoring. Are you snoring? Sunburn, fatigue, sluggishness, muscle fatigue, muscle pain, muscle cramps, anxiousness, cognitive issues, brain fog, memory loss, melancholy, listlessness, abdominal pressure, candida, overgrowth, Bell's palsy. Mango helps with every bit of that. And I don't mean just like a little piece of mango. It means one day you just have to say mangoes are in season, or, hey, look, I found some great mangoes at the supermarket. I'm going to eat 2 a day, every day for a while, and you're going to start heading in the direction to start reversing things. And that's that specific information of what the mango does, not just in eye health, and eye health too, but all these other things is what I have listed specifically in the Life-Changing Foods book, along with hundreds and hundreds of other things going on in that book. So just letting you know, and also what it does emotionally to support us. Mangoes actually help us when we've been let down. They help us lift us up when we've been let down, or we're changing our we need to change our direction. They help us change our direction. They help us connect to destiny. They help us feel better when we've been cut off, or we're lonely, or even abandoned. So mangoes give us emotional support, and so do other fruits, vegetables, wild herbs, and spices, and wild foods. I list in this book about what it does on an emotional level and spiritual level. I don't have time to go into the spiritual level, but even on a spiritual level. Asparagus are great for eyes, by the way. Incredible food. Orange is great for the eyes. Great. Avocado, parsley, celery juice. Once again, I've had people tell me their eyes are getting better from doing celery juice. Okay? Even a little touch of saffron is really good for like cataracts and good for other things. Little touch of saffron. Fennel, spinach, winter squash, even carrots. If you're a carrot person, let's do some carrots. They are okay for the eyes, absolutely. Sweet potatoes, really good for the eyes. Spirulina, that one. Barley grass juice powder, amazing to keep your nerves healthy in the eyes, to help pull heavy metals out of the brain and body, actually out of the body. Wild blueberries pull heavy metals out of the brain. Wild blueberries pull DDT and toxins out of the body. So these foods matter. Every last bit of them matter. Elderberry tea, pick up some elderberry tea. Eyebright. There's an herb called eyebright. It's not good for your eye because it's called eyebright. It's good for your eye because it's antiviral. It helps knock down a lot of different viruses. It helps lower down bacteria like strep to help your eyes get better with whatever eye issue you're dealing with. Ginkgo biloba. That's actually good for your eyes. Nettle leaf. Get a cup of nettle leaf going once a day. And I talk about these foods in detail, what they do on spiritual levels, emotional levels, sickness, illness, in the book too, in Life-Changing Foods. Ester C, crank up the vitamin C. You run across somebody with eye issues, you crank up the vitamin C. You assist people. Definitely do that assisting. Assist them. Get them on some vitamin C. Get yourself on vitamin C. Zinc, that's a big one. Big one for stopping viral issues. And selenium. So, see how important it is to eat all these different foods? And, hey, look, I'm with you. I'm with you on this. And I'm staying with you on this. We're going to do this together. So, eyes mean a lot because it's how we see. Although there are people out there with perfect eyesight, but they're completely blind to what's happening out there in the world. But not you guys. Not you guys. You guys see everything. You guys are seeing everything. You guys are intuitive. You guys are there. You guys are awake. You guys are on. You guys are in it. You guys are investing. You guys are investing in your health. You're investing in your being. You're investing in everything. And it's incredible. And I have to tell you, I am blown away 100%. And just know I care, and you're unbelievable. Mark your calendar for next week's show, where I'll be talking about mysteries of the thyroid. Mysteries of the thyroid. Next week's show. Millions of people deal with mysterious weight gain, hair loss. Are you dealing with hair loss? Fatigue, brain fog, hot flashes, dry skin, restless legs, insomnia, impaired memory, depression, menopause symptoms, anxiety, dizziness, and more. Sound familiar? Well, guess what? It's related to the thyroid, and we're going to explain why. You can't miss that show. It's too cool. And remember to go to my website, medicalmedium.com. The Healing Path, that's another thing, too. And if you haven't locked down a copy of the Life Changing Foods book, check it out. It's out there. Check it out. It's on Amazon. Everything else, just look for it. And it's jammed packed with how to protect ourselves, how to protect our children, how to protect the future, of the earth, what we need to do, how we can heal from all different diseases, illnesses, how we can adapt, how we can protect ourselves, and what food really does for us for the first time ever. Not to mention there's 50 recipes in there that are geared from spirit. Just know that we love you. I believe in you. I stand behind you. You did not create your illness, okay? And you're a good person. You pat yourself on the back. Know that I care. Know that I love you. Take one day at a time. Have compassion for yourself. Pat yourself on the back. You're a good person, and we love you over here dearly. Bless your heart. Have a good week. I'm behind you. One day at a time. Just know I love you. Bless you. Bye-bye. Take care. Take care.